I am so glad you are here. It is Energy Sunday in my world. So let's get into it. I'm Liz from Magus Books and Herbs, and often I talk about what is going on with Reiki and how Reiki works. Well, that's because I'm a Reiki master teacher. So I know the most about Reiki, but I do have some training in some other modalities. So, what is Reiki first? Reiki is frequently a no-touch therapy that theorizes that there is universal energy. Some people would associate this with God, but whatever higher power, however you phrase that is fine. But that pure, positive, life-affirming energy flows through the Reiki practitioner into the body of the person that they are working on. And it affects that person that they're working on physically, mentally, psychologically, spiritually. It hits all of the levels. And some Reiki work is designed specifically for immediate issues. Some is designed for ancestral inherited issues. Some is designed for working with somebody over a great distance. So you don't even have to be in the same room as the person who's doing the Reiki with you if you are the client. Isn't that beautiful? Because it's all reliant on the energy. Started in Japan, gradually made its way over to the US, and then around the world. And Reiki is lovely. But I wanted to talk about some of these other methods. So I thought I would pull out Alexander technique, which is very physically focused, but it also admits upfront the profound effect that emotions and psychology have on our body and how we live in our body. So, see your comments out there. Hi, everybody. I am a big fan of the Alexander technique in that it gets you to unlearn bad habits that you picked up as you went through life, including as a child. Most of us, if we get stressed out about something, we hold stress in our bodies. I once had a client who was a child, and they were so stressed out by their home environment, which was honestly a home environment many loving parents provide early on, especially if they're very young when they become parents and don't have a lot of money. There were a lot of fights about how to handle the family finances, how to make sure all the kids had everything they needed. And this really happened to freak out the eldest child. Didn't freak out the next child as much. Different children respond differently, but they began holding tension in their jaw when they had 4 teeth in. In fact, they held so much tension in their jaw that they were actually grinding those 4 teeth to death. They had turned gray. We used some herbal remedies for the immediate situation, and everything turned out beautifully in that regard. And I sincerely hope that as the parents matured, that they were able to handle their differences better and chill out around their kids. But she learned in that instance, as a result of those arguments, she could hear her parents having to hold a lot of tension right here in her jaw on either side. And we all pick up those habits. We all have moments in our life that are not perfect and beautiful and wonderful, and we all respond to them. Many of us can respond by increasing our upper back and shoulder stress. Still others will increase the stress that goes around the mid back or the low back. And it affects how we move, how we stand, and therefore, over time, especially how we physically feel. And the Alexander technique concentrates on retraining us to think better about how to use our bodies and how to relax and unwind that tension and stress. And that can mean suddenly finding yourself facing some old psychological issues. That's a reasonable thing to have happen. So it can be incredibly beneficial, and it's something you can do on your own. It's wonderful if there's an Alexander technique specialist in your area that you can go see, but this is also something you can pick up a book on and try the exercises. Hit YouTube and look for exercises. Another one I wanted to mention is something I have some training in, but I'm not like a master teacher in, which is polarity therapy. I like polarity therapy. In a way, it's similar to Reiki in that it's largely energetic. but it's more geometrically envisioned. So with Reiki, there are specific points on the body going from head to toe that, particularly in America, we were taught as a result of the first person who brought Reiki to the US in Hawaii, and then traveled through Canada and the US, particularly on the West Coast, to continue training people. Polarity therapy comes from the other side of the world and really has a much more, as I said, geometric approach to how energy flows in the body, but is looking to do exactly the same thing, to heal us spiritually, psychologically, mentally, as well as physically. And because it's the whole package, it can be very interesting what we work out. That's all I have time for. I wish I had more time, you guys. Let me know if you want me to get further into polarity therapy or into the Alexander technique. They're both fascinating methods of healing to me, so I'm happy to share more information about them. But in the meantime, on behalf of myself, Liz, and all of the crew here at Magus Books and Herbs in Minneapolis and online at magusbooks.com, I want to thank you for being your magical, amazing self and doing all the wonderful and magical things you do every day to make life better for all of us. And of course, for doing the little things you can do here, the likes, comments, subscribes, shares, all that wonderful stuff that helps our algorithms so that we can talk to more of you wonderful, magical people. In the meantime, have a wonderful week. I will see you soon. Blessed be.